All right, here we are. 402 Sports Drop talking about the last game against UTEP. Nebraska Cornhuskers.
UTEP
Go
Miners.
Huskers!
I thought it was a fantastic first game, especially for Dylan. Played very well, very poised.
I thought the whole team played pretty well. I think there's a lot of things that need to be cleaned up before we move on to the next game. But, hey, this is the first time these kids are all playing together in a real game. So, got to give them credit for where they're at right now. You got to get that rhythm. You got to get that feel.
I would say if this is game 1, what is game 10 going to look like? You know what I mean? They look very solid. If they can continue the poise, the protection, the multiple running backs throughout the year, oh, dude, it's gonna be a fun year.
It's gonna be all right.
And it's fun to watch too because, man, it's the football that I've been missing.
It's the football that we need to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have a lot of beast on this team.
But in all our team is is kind of a mix between new talent and established talent.
Got a lot of guys that can do some damage, I can tell you that. Now, whether they do it or not, we'll see.
Got to create the opportunity to do it.
We had 4 running backs with at least 5 touches.
Tell you, Dylan did not look like a freshman quarterback.
No.
Oh, with that tandem of who was it? Ernie and Johnson?
Emmett
and Johnson?
Well, so there's Emmett Johnson and Ramir Johnson, and Dowdell is kind of your big third down
Dowdell's
type
a
back.
beast.
What's his last name?
Dowdell.
What was I thinking?
Dowdell.
There was like an Ernie. I don't know.
There's a Gabe Irvin,
yeah. That was the one who broke out for that almost broke it out for that run, but he didn't go all the way. He didn't get it. He got tripped up.
And Ja'Cory Barney, that dude is lightning fast. He reminds me of kind of like a Tyjon Lindsey type, or maybe a Spielman.
Yeah.
That dude is fast. And I liked how they got him the ball in space and let him create, like on that sweep or a jet sweep, where he just kind of tossed him the ball. I love that play. Love it.
You gotta find out what works for the player. You know what I mean? Find out what perfect spot it is for those players.
Yeah. Harburg, I mean, didn't look bad. He was in twice?
Yeah,
he didn't look bad.
Special set.
Yeah. I mean, when only giving up 1 sack, and that's night and day. And we got a tight end that didn't even play. He just joined the team.
Yeah.
Mac McKay or Mac something like that from LSU. He's supposed to be the what they call him at LSU, kind of like a baby Gronk.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just the way he with the tight end system.
Yeah, and he can block his ass off. That's kind of his bread and butter is blocking. He can catch, but he's not going to. He's got no breakaway speed. Kind of exactly like Gronk. As far as he can catch the ball, he can get open. He's kind of one of those sleeper tight ends that does a lot of dirt in the trenches.
What I want to see more dirt being done in the trenches is we need our shirts. We need those black shirts.
But
we were good against UTEP, and I've said it so many times to so many people I've talked to about that game. Explain that drive, that UTEP drive.
It was quick,
but
it all was very quick.
Yeah. Why were we like nobody knew what was going on? Nobody in the defense knew what was going on, and before you knew it, they scored.
That's their bread and butter. That's what UTEP does.
Why did they just keep doing it then?
Well, their system is built on the first down. So if they don't get the first down, it kind of takes them off schedule.
Once Nebraska seen what they were doing, they stopped that pretty quick.
I don't know. It just looked really weird that it was that damn easy for that one drive. I didn't like it. I was like, oh my God, what the hell just happened there?
Yeah. I mean, even the announcer said it, that's what they do is they get you off kilter and then they just strike. And, and to be honest, I think, like you said, they should have went back to it. Even if they didn't get a first down on the first play on first down, they didn't get 10 yards, they didn't get 12 yards. But when they were lighting it up. I could see them lighting it up in their division with a lesser opponent. They could light it up.
Oh, they're going to win some games in their division. They're not a bad team.
No.
They're better than I thought they were.
They came out to play until, that safety kind of just took all the air out of them.
Yeah, you watch that video, that guy said it wasn't a safety. And then when he was showing it, it looked like it wasn't a safety.
His knee was down while the ball hadn't crossed the plane yet.
It was pretty. I didn't look in depth into it, but when he was yelling it, I was looking at it. I was like, I have a point there. But the game's over. That wouldn't have changed the game.
Watching it live, I was like, yeah, he's out. But rewatching it and watching it over and over again, doing what I do, it was a safety. They would have given it to anybody in the country.
Not anybody.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to dispute.
Well, Raiola was 19 for 27 with 238 yards. That's pretty good for a freshman.
Game management.
And he didn't play the last quarter.
They took out the starters with 6 minutes left in the third quarter.
Yeah. So
almost everybody on the roster played.
They might have scored up to 60 points in that thing if they would have,
What is college? Is it 52 or is it more?
58. But I know you can have on your full roster, you can have 100 and I think we've got like 170 something. But you got practice squad, you got red shirts and you got gray shirts, there's so many. And I think NCAA wants to drop that number down to 120.
Why?
Just to make the playing field more even. Kind of like they did with the section, or was it what the hell was that? And it hurt Nebraska big time back in the day. After Osborne was leaving, it was like a Section 9 thing where you couldn't say, okay, we're going to get you guys a gray shirt, and then when a scholarship opens, it's yours. I don't think you can do that no more. So I don't know. I think in Osborne era we had 185 on the team.
Really?
Yeah.
Sorry, we're trying to do a podcast here, and I'm fucking doing housekeeping. Anyways, yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to have on there, especially that NFL. You only have 52.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. And only 22 people, 11 offense, 11 on defense, unless we switched out a lot. We played, how many receivers did we play? We played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 receivers.
Who was our star receiver? Who was our best receiver?
Number 18, Isaiah Noir. He had 6 catches for 121 yards.
Huh.
Followed by Banks, Bonner, Nelson, and Bullock had a coach.
Because, when you're watching the game, you're jamming out. It's basically like you're listening to a good song, man. You're just watching the game. And I'm not reading all these receivers and stuff like that. I remember making sure that I remember the running backs.
Mm.
Other than that, no. I wasn't paying attention to a lot of their names. I need to start learning a lot of their names.
Even Quentin Ives, as a freshman, had 3 carries.
And good. It gives us depth.
Yeah, I mean,
like, look at Ohio State winning the national championship with their 3rd-string quarterback. Shows their depth. And they're recruiting because it's Ohio State.
Well, they pay a lot for that roster now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now they do. Now when money's involved.
Well, they're saying that their roster is upwards of $30 million.
There's no cap space in college football now?
No. They're changing that also.
Yeah, they're gonna start regulating it. They're not gonna let Ohio State drop $60 million in players to just run the whole place.
Well, Georgia's at 50.
My point exactly.
Yeah.
I just inserted Ohio State because they're the first ones I like to talk crap about.
Oh, of course. Well, they wouldn't be my first choice.
They're low-hanging fruit.
They are. But so is Iowa.
Yeah.
They have bad corn.
I shut some girls down in the bar in Nashville, and they were wearing Ohio State shirts a couple years ago, and I was like, "Oh, you guys aren't doing so. You guys are doing good, but not as good as you know. No, we suck this year." I was like, "No, you don't. You guys are just used to winning that damn much. And as soon as you don't win everything, you suck." And the other girl goes, "Yeah, you're right." And I was like, "Yeah, that's the way Ohio State is built. Is if you guys aren't winning everything, you guys suck, and you guys don't suck. You're just not winning everything."
That was Nebraska. That in a nutshell, that was Nebraska. Like, our generation never knew what it was like to lose until 2004, 2005.
When Kansas came and beat us for the first time since the 40s or 50s, I was like,
no, it was 107 straight seasons they lost to us.
And Kansas came in with that, with all due respect, fat fucking coach.
Mangino.
Yeah. That sad son of a bitch, dude.
I'm a big guy, so I used to call him Fat Mangino.
Yeah.
But I don't know what he's doing now, but he was a decent coach.
Probably dead if he hasn't been on Ozempic. Ozempic. Sponsored by Ozempic. Welcome to the 402 Sports Drop.
I'm not only a client, I'm a user.
Oh, not only a president, I'm also a client.
507 total yards to 205.
For Ozempic?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
UTEP maybe should have took some of that.
They would have disappeared, all those fit guys. But yeah, put on a lot of yards. But now here's the real question. Let's change the tune. Let's just stop whacking them off and point to the real thing. We got CU next week coming over.
That's going to be a tough game.
Stop by the house. They're going to stop by the house, and we're going to fight in the front yard.
Yep. It's going to be a slugfest. And if Dylan can stay poised and we can keep him clean, keep Colorado off him, it's going to be a long day for Colorado.
Our shirts need to pick it up. We need to shut Hunter down, and we need to shut down Shedora.
We'll see what our defense is made of.
Oh, they need to shut down Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Horn.
And Jimmy Horn.
Yeah, because when we shut down Hunter, there's Horn. Mm-hmm. And then we shut them both down, there's Shedora. So
yeah.
It's a three-headed monster, if not more, and they're going to have some tricks up their sleeve because they want to come in and do what they did last year, and they know that they're headed over here and we're ready to fight. They know that we got the gloves on, and Deion Sanders is well aware of what's about to happen on Saturday.
Right.
It's not going. What happened last year, I don't see happening this year.
I don't see that happening this year, but do you think we get a definitive W?
I think it's going to be a tight game. It's
They're
gonna be a
playing
tight
at our
game.
house with the Husker crowd, and you know the people are going to be there.
But our defense has
Shador
got to stop
Santos-
that speed.
Can Shador handle that noise?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think he can. I don't think,
think-
he'll be the problem. I don't think
I
he'll
think
be the
he's
problem.
going to freaking just.
Crumble? I don't.
I don't know if he'll crumble, but he's going to have some problems.
Oh, well, of course he's going to have problems. He's going to have problems hearing and everything like that. And that was one of the things I was on the social media today, and one of the guys asked Dion, so have you guys started working on the crowd noise in Memorial Stadium? And Dion said, oh, yeah, we started that today. Yep.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that interview.
Yep.
You know, one thing I it's no secret. I'm not a Dion fan. I hate Colorado. But I will give him props.
I'm a Dion fan. I don't give a crap about Colorado.
He's given props where it's due. He gave props to Matt Rule. He didn't come out like he did last year saying, "Oh, it's personal." Oh,
He
they
knew what he did
disrespected
wrong.
us.
I think he realized what he did wrong.
Right. And if he keeps that type of stuff in check, I could see it'll be a tough game. It'll be a tough game for both teams. And I pray to the football gods Nebraska comes out on top. As long as they don't try and twist her ankle. You know.
I heard one young lady who works right next to me all the time. She said 41, or what'd she say? 41-37, Colorado. I'm like, well, you don't think we win? She's like, it's not going to be last year, but I don't think we're going to be able to pull it off. I was like, And it's a very valid case. You know what I mean?
Yeah, very.
I
valid.
think we could run it to the line with them, but who's going to pull off the W? And that's going to be up to the boys on the field. That's what I said. That was the last thing I said. It's up to the boys on the field how it ends.
I have a better feeling about this year than I did last year, for sure.
Me too. This is a built team. Last year was picking up the pieces. All right, well, we have to play now. I know we're in shambles, but we have to play. And we still got 6 out of them.
Hmm.
Almost
5.
7.
5.
Oh, 5. Almost 6.
Should have been 6.
Well, they have us winning, and this is the Vegas odds. They have us winning by a score.
Yeah, it spread 7.5. 7.5, yeah.
Nebraska's the favorite?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, look at old Vegas out there wanting to make it a little odds, huh?
Yeah, it's favored by 7. It opened preseason.
I'm gonna go put 150 on Colorado tomorrow.
See, that's sacrilege, dog.
That's why I'm wearing this black shirt. Let's go see you. Rip all my shit down.
Don't be that guy. Don't be.
No, I won't be that guy.
It's all about the shirts, baby.
We're gonna win.
Yeah.
I'll call it right now.
And I hope so. I want to as well. I think we can pull it out. I think we can. But those black shirts have to show up.
I believe they will. I mean, we got a good defense, no matter what anybody says.
And all you really have to do is just fucking scream at your TV. It'll work.
Trust me. Tony White is going to come out there with a freaking plan.
Who?
Tony White.
Oh. Referee?
No,
That's
he's
Tim
the
White.
defensive coordinator.
Oh, okay.
He brought the 3-3-5 to Nebraska.
Oh, good for him.
We went from 112th in the country to I think we finished 15th last year
In defense?
in defense.
Well, last year, yeah, the shirts saved our asses.
Mhm.
They put us in so many situations to succeed, and it was like, oh my God. That's why I even said it. When what was it? The fumble right there. on the 7-yard line.
Yeah.
Fumbled it.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, Shirts, do your job. Do your job, Shirts. Get in there and pick up the slack. And all of a sudden, boom, safety. I was like, that's what I'm talking about, Shirts. Get in there and do your damn jobs.
So here's a bit of trivia for you. When was the last time Nebraska recorded a safety? What year?
2015.
No.
Took a guess.
It's 2009.
Really?
Yeah.
That was our last safety?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Come on, Shirts. You better than that. Let's go, Shirts. Come on. Yeah,
I believe we had
better
Sue.
than that.
We had Sue at that time, if I remember correctly.
Better than that.
That was our last. That was the last. I think it was one of the last seasons in the Big 12.
Shout out to Sue. You ever watch his him and his wife's TikToks? His wife's TikToks are hilarious. His wife plays the dummy, and he's trying to explain it to him. Yeah, well, if you don't make the team, then you get cut. You get cut. Yeah, they cut you. Who cuts them? The coach. Like, he just walks over and just cuts them. 3 Band-Aids out in the back. Like, no, they don't cut them like that. Oh yeah, better luck next time. Yeah,
At least you're not getting shanked.
Yeah, he makes these hilarious. Him and his wife make these hilarious videos where she's completely outlandish about football, and he's trying to explain it to her. But it's hilarious.
I don't care what anybody says. I think Sue was a fantastic player.
His emotions got to him too much. He became a bully. He became a bully after a little while. Once he realized how great he was, I think he became a bully. The stepping on the hand, the pushing down and stuff like that. He became a bully. But you're a football player.
Defensive lineman, football player.
You're a football player. Oh,
you're nasty.
There was a lady at work. She agreed with me today. We were talking about Pelini. And I was like, you don't put a defensive coordinator on the microphone. And she goes, thank you. I always thought that. I was a huge Pelini fan, but don't let him talk. I was like, defensive coordinators, we rip your heads off and shove them up your own asses. That's the defensive coordinator. You don't get him in front of the crowd, or in front of the media, and ask him questions. No, you're going to get the same shit. You're going to get your balls ripped off.
You put the offensive coordinator up there.
Have somebody else go out there.
Yeah.
God, and I could never stop quoting Any Given Sunday. Coach, calm down. You're going to have a stroke. I don't get strokes, fool. I give them.
So I was looking, well, now I heard this today, and it's true. Fox Sports top 25. We're at 24.
Fox Sports has us at 24.
Has us 24.
Rank 24.
Yep.
It's too early for that.
Looking at it right now, and it's true.
Oh, well, that's what they're saying about us.
Well, it's good that they're giving us props, but I don't think we've earned that yet.
And I agree.
Don't be rough on the boys.
I'm not being rough. I'm keeping a buck.
Yeah. Well, they gave us 24. Be 24. I think we'd be in 24, and then all we have to do is just earn more.
I think once we beat Colorado,
yeah,
put it that way. Once we beat Colorado, I like to project a win. You know what I mean? I don't. You ask me, we could be playing. We could play Georgia next week, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna win.
If we beat Colorado,
it don't matter who we play. If we haven't played the game yet, I'm projecting us to win, 100%.
Oh yeah, I always think we're gonna win.
I don't care who we're playing.
It may not come to fruition, but I always think we're gonna win.
I like to see what it's gonna look like if we don't beat Colorado.
I don't see. I don't think that way.
I look at both sides of the coin. That's why my wife gets mad at me all the time, because I look at both sides.
Yeah, I mean, in real life, I mean, yeah, to look at both sides of the coin, absolutely.
Oh, even in football and sports and everything like that.
I keep my big red blinders on until the season's over. I drink the Kool-Aid all year long, keep my big red blinders on, and it's all Nebraska all the time. And then NFL. I know you're a big NFL guy, Benny.
I do like the NFL. I think it's a smaller league, and there's I don't know, a whole lot more into it. I think there's way too many in college, not separating the two of them, but in college, I think there's way too many games going on. It doesn't really mean anything.
To that school, it does.
Yeah, to the school. It means everything. But I'm just saying, a lot of the games when you watch them, like Nebraska UTEP, the only reason it meant anything to us is because we're Nebraska fans.
Right.
You let anybody else outside of Nebraska fans watch that game, they'll be like, "Why?"
Yeah. They were turned off at halftime.
Yeah.
I'll never turn it
all
off.
those little games.
Yeah.
I don't care if we're losing. I won't turn it off.
Well, you're a Nebraska fan. You're part of the fan base.
See, I'm a Nebraska fan first. I'm a college football fan second. But what the NIL has done to the NCAA football, I hate. It's turned it into a business. You got kids that played college in the 80s and 90s because they love the game. They're so passionate about the game that they want to play it. They play their hearts out, and they'll do anything to do that.
And then Paul's right there. They'll do anything to do it. And then you look at those kids back then who are struggling to even survive, and a booster slips them $1,500, $2,000. Now you're suspended for half your season when you're almost on a Heisman season because somebody slipped you some money so you could survive.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't slip you money to make you run faster. And back then, Reggie Bush, Heisman, stripped from him. Why? Because he bought a house, paid for his mom's house so they had somewhere to live. Carry on.
I think they need to get that under control. And we've talked about it before. It's out of control. Bring back the passion. Bring back the. I miss playing Kansas. I miss playing Missouri. Hell, I even miss playing Oklahoma. To me, growing up, that was the coup de grace of the weekend.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I miss them rivalry. We played Kansas 117 years in a row. And we switched conferences and it's all gone. Now we can't even get them on the schedule.
Yep.
And kudos to Colorado for one thing. They're one of the teams from the Big 12, the old Big 12, or old Big 8, I should say, that will play us. So kudos to them for stepping up to the plate.
They have to. If you want to really cement yourself, you're going to have to go back there and fight that one guy who used to beat you up all the time. You're going to have to go out back and fight that dude. And that's just the way it's going to have to be. And that's what Colorado looks at Nebraska. We need to go there and we need to whoop up on them. And I can guarantee there's 3 guys in Colorado sitting here having a little podcast of their own talking about we need to go in there and whoop Nebraska's ass because of what they've done to us for so many years. We need this win. We need to get in there, walk in their door, and punch them right in their damn mouth. And that's what they want. That's exactly what they want.
That's what they want, but that don't mean that's what they're going to get.
But we wanted the same thing last year.
Yep, because we're sitting in our house like, come on in. All your fancy chains and everything like that. Don't worry, you won't get robbed in Nebraska. We too wholesome for that.
And another thing I think Colorado's going to come over here and think they're big shit, and it won't be nothing for them to whoop up on Nebraska. And they got a second thing coming.
I think they're going to be a lot more humble than that by seeing last week's highlights and everything like that. They're going to be like, all right, this is a whole different Nebraska team, so we got to go in there being smart and play smart football. I think it's going to be a smart football game.
Yeah. But you look at what Colorado, I mean, I'm not comparing years. I mean, they did beat us last year. I give them all the credit in the world for that. What happened when they faced real adversary?
Oregon,
USC.
Oregon was the first slap in their face.
Even Oregon State, Washington, all of them teams,
Oregon
they
game.
beat the brakes off
They
Colorado.
flew to Oregon to whoop that ass. Talking all that smack all the way to Oregon just to get smacked around like a bunch of little kids and kicked right out the back door.
Now, you tell me, as smart as Matt Rule is, he's not watching them games where they lost and picking apart what was successful for them.
Yeah.
Trust me, he's watching.
Oh, yeah. And Deion's
Matt Rule's not
homework,
stupid.
too.
Oh, yeah.
His homework, too.
But he has one game to look at.
Yep.
We have a whole season.
And good luck trying to run that Hunter guy against us over and over and over again. Come on, Shirts. This is a game we need to step up. Back Shirts, man. We need to step up.
I'm 100% sold that I think we eke out a win. I think it runs away. We run away with it like they ran away with it last year. I'm predicting 38-14 or 38-21. I'll give them 3 touches. I'll say this. Colorado is leading at halftime. But I think we make the right adjustments. I think we shut them down.
I predict
It's all over but the crying.
my predictions. Big Red 35, Colorado 27. I think we're going to win by 1 score.
Wheels turning, Benny.
Thinking.
The wheels are turning. I can tell.
I'm thinking about what kind of score I think it'll be, because I think it'll be a close game. I almost think it's going to come down to the last drive.
It could.
I think it comes down
Gotta
to
remember.
the last drive.
I don't 5-27. Berto.
Now you want to be Berto.
And last year, we had 3 quarterbacks that didn't do crap.
Our quarterbacks had 6 turnovers in that game. Let's not forget that.
If we wouldn't, if we go back to last year, if we wouldn't have had those turnovers and interception, fumbles and interception,
at least in the red zone,
we may have won that game.
What did you say, Randy?
I said 38-21.
35-27. So, yeah.
Now, if you guys are really paying attention to what you're saying, you said 35-27, so Colorado 35, Nebraska 27?
Hell no.
For home score. That's the way you're saying it. You're saying it backwards.
Nebraska 35, Colorado 27.
I know, because I had to switch it up in my head when you did it, because I was like, okay, so I think it comes all the way down to the wire, and I'm going 39-40. I think we only win by 1 point.
Nebraska wins?
Yep. Or we lose by that 1 point. I think it's going to turn into a 1-point game.
I think our defense saves their butt this time. I think they've been run down. It's time for them to step up and prove that they can stop them when the money is on the line. And I think they do it this year.
I think Shador is going to hold that freaking ball, and the black shirt's going to put him on his ass.
I think we're going to have probably 3 or 4 sacks.
All right, so I have the scores written down whenever we do scores every week. I have them.
So what else? What about us in college football? Florida State 0-2?
Yeah, wild. I thought they were supposed to be good.
Yeah, they were preseason ranked.
Well, that's how it's going to go even in NFL. We're talking about all the NFL teams too. And NFL is going to go the same way. College is too. That's where they're projected. Look at Nebraska volleyball just got handled last night.
Yeah,
by a non-ranked team.
SMU.
Handled.
SMU. Unranked.
Is that Southern Miss or
Southern Methodist?
Yep. Wow. Those nuns.
That's that old. That's that old Texas team that got the death penalty.
They did?
Yeah, they're back though. They're
Yeah,
the
you
only
don't never know
team-
what's going to
Well,
happen.
now they're back. They're back and just bit smack Nebraska.
Well, no, their football team. Their football team got the death penalty, but the football team is back.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, you never know how it's going to start out,
Yeah,
how it's going to finish.
I'm hoping for at least a bowl game this year. My final prediction for the season, I'm gonna say 8-4.
8-4. I don't know. I don't even know if I even want to predict the season right now. I just hope we get over 6 wins. Because that'll get us a bowl game, right? 6.
Oh yeah, 6-6 gets you a bowl game.
Yep.
It'll be a pinstripe bowl in Yankee Stadium, but it's a bowl game.
Bowl game. When's the last time we've seen one of those?
2016.
Yeah, and they handed us Wisconsin, and they just smoked us again.
Did we play Wisconsin in a bowl game?
Was it in Wisconsin?
I
No, we
think
got
so.
a bowl game, and they threw us Wisconsin. No, was it Arizona?
It was Arizona.
Yeah, it was Arizona.
Sticking with my prediction that I did before the season even started. And y'all gonna
You
think
should.
I'm crazy.
I like that prediction. I thought it was really good.
10-2.
I hope so. I hope
I
your
do
prediction
too.
comes true. I'm totally
The
for
only
it.
2 games the only 2 games I'm calling that we lose.
Michigan, Ohio State.
No, we don't play Michigan this year.
Oh, we don't?
Ohio State and USC.
USC.
Hey, you know, where's USC at?
At USC.
Where's Ohio State?
At
I
Ohio
think it's
State.
here. Is it?
No, it's not here.
Oh, we played UCLA here.
Because I guarantee we're going to go to USC at 7 o'clock at night, and it's going to be lit. The whole place is going to be crazy, and California is going to be warm, and it's going to be like, oh my god.
USC.
What year was that?
2000.
4, 5, 4. I was on the aircraft carrier because I remember I won $150 because
I was working at Duncan, so it was at least 2006.
No.
Yeah. I think it was 2006.
It very well could have been 5 or 6 because that was the year I won a bunch of money for because I picked Vince Young over Leinart because everybody was talking so much smack about USC, and I was like, I'll take Texas.
And I
Like,
didn't
you bet me,
think,
you bet me. I was like, I'll bet you 150. I was like, my wife's gonna be mad. And I ended up winning.
before the season started, I didn't think that highly of USC. But with this first game, them beating LSU,
They smacked down LSU hard.
and trust me, I'm not that much of a LSU fan. They're okay, but yeah,
First
Okay,
game of the
let's-
season, though. First game of the
let's-
season.
Let's throw this out there. I mean, we're all college football fans for the most part, right?
Yeah.
Besides Nebraska.
Yeah.
If there was one team you had to choose besides Nebraska, who would it be?
You see, SDSU,
SDSU?
San Diego State University.
And I respect that because that's where you're from. Albert?
man, I've been a freaking Husker fan ever since I can remember. Now you put me in a freaking pickle here.
But since he was talking crap earlier, I was always a huge UCLA fan. I always liked the UCLA Bruins, and I liked them because of the bear logo and the UCLA, and I liked the powder blue, the light blue that UCLA wears. So if it wasn't SDSU, it would be UCLA. But that's about as far as I've gone.
California, I get it.
I'm going to say LSU. If I wouldn't be a Husker fan, I probably would be a Tiger fan.
Yeah.
Who would be yours? K-State? AU?
If I had to choose,
Pause for dramatic effect.
I'm going back to the Big 8 days. Oklahoma.
Oklahoma?
Oklahoma. I like Oklahoma too. I was always an
I
Oklahoma.
knew he was going to say that.
I like Oklahoma.
I respected Oklahoma, and I know, like Barry Switzer had tons of respect for Tom Osborne for this, for Nebraska. They never was that real cocky team.
They're a head down, hard working.
Yeah.
Always were. With Barry Switzer and all them. Yeah,
Yeah.
always were. That was the way they carried themselves.
Yep. And I respect that. If it wasn't them, I hate to say it, be Florida State.
I was an FSU fan for a while.
I just respect the hell out of Bobby Bowden and what he did there.
And you could name so many teams that you could respect and like, and so many teams that you don't. Like Texas, I've always been a fan of Texas. I like their tradition. I know, because you true bleed Husker football. I don't. I just came in and jumped on the bandwagon back in 94 and 95. But other than that, I never really understood the rival as deep as everybody else did. Like, I don't mind Texas football. I love the tradition of it. I love the real history and tradition behind Texas football. I like Oklahoma. I was an FSU fan. I like Tebow in Florida. I thought Tebow in Florida was a lot of fun. That was a big thing. Yeah.
I remember as a kid, little kid, sitting there on the radio listening to a football game. Ken Pavelka.
Yeah, I like I was never a big fan of the big schools like that, like Ohio State, Michigan. I liked Michigan basketball, but everybody
Chris Webber.
Yeah, Chris Webber and all the rest of them, the Fab Five. But yeah, everybody did. But I was never a huge fan of those. I always liked the small schools. UNLV, the Running Rebels.
Like basketball, I was more of a North Carolina guy.
Yeah. Oh, everybody was an NC. Everybody was a Tar Heels fan. Everybody loved the Tar Heels.
And I was the bandwagon Hoyas fan.
Yep.
I had the Hoyas shirt. And
you know who I really liked a whole lot was Arkansas when they went on that run and got the national champ. They won the Final Four and everything like that. Arkansas did, the Razorbacks. I was a huge fan of that. I liked that team. That team was a lot of fun. I had an Arkansas hat. I had an Arkansas basketball. Yeah.
I was always partial to Nebraska. Always. If first podcast in the books for Husker football this season. Stay tuned. We got a lot more.
It's fun. I had a lot of energy.
Yeah. We're going to do other teams. We're going to do more than just Husker football down the line. Benny's been a huge Chargers fan. I myself am a Raiders fan. Berto, you're what? Saints?
Saints.
Yeah.
Got NFL kickoff coming up, so next week we'll probably include the NFL.
Yeah.
Put some stuff together for the NFL. We can try and chop it in half because we got CU showing up at our front door.
So
Memorial Stadium. So,
and we got a lot of good things coming up.
A lot, yeah.
In the works. So just stay tuned. I want to give it away.
402 Sports Drop.
Give it away,
Peace.
give it away, give it away.
Like
now.
and subscribe.